I'm making a horror game about a spider train named Charles, and in this horror game, you are spawned into an open world island. You get a little yellow train of your own. You navigate around the island collecting resources, and then you use those resources to upgrade your train to get more powerful, and then you fight this spider train named Charles to the death. It's pretty fantastic, not gonna lie. So I started working on this game about close to 2 months ago now, at the time of recording this. And on the 1st of October, I posted the announcement trailer on Twitter and Reddit and on TikTok as well. And it went a little bit viral, kind of. It's gotten tens of millions of views all around the internet. Pretty much every major gaming news site has written about it. And over the matter of, a few weeks, it's become the 120th most wishlisted game on all of Steam right now. But yeah, so you may have seen it around. You may have seen it. I obviously, I posted the trailer here on YouTube, so you may have seen that. If not, you have to go watch it. You are legally obligated to do so. So that's some pretty big news. Other than that, also, I recently just published My Beautiful Paper Smile, the full edition, the 4th chapter. It's out of early access. You can play the entire game. It's on Steam. Check it out. Anyways, so a couple months before that launch, right? I started thinking about what I wanted my next project to be. Like, what is my next commercial game going to be? And I spent, a lot of time just kind of thinking, just trying to figure it out. I was working on some other stuff as well. I made a couple of Udemy courses about using Unreal Engine 5 that I put out during that time. I was just kind of trying to be chill about it, not rush anything, and just wait until I had a decent idea for a game. So eventually, I was just thinking randomly one day, and I realized that there are very, very few. As a matter of fact, there's almost no games, no horror games specifically, that parody kids' TV shows. Like, horror games are, infamous for just taking, your childhood joys and making them horrific. And, stuff like Five Nights at Freddy's or Tattletale, or even stuff like Bendy and the Ink Machine to an extent. So I was thinking, it'd be kind of interesting to make some kind of a spoof on a kids TV show, right? And so growing up, Thomas the Tank Engine was my go-to. That was like, that was my bread and my butter. That blue train, that red train, that green train. I don't know how many trains there were. And so the rainbow of trains was kind of just, that was my happy place. I love Thomas the Tank Engine. That's all I'm trying to say. And so I was thinking, maybe I could make a horror game out of that, make some kind of a new character that would remind people of Thomas the Tank Engine, because that would be cool, right? Whatever. I went through various iterations on this base level concept. At first I was thinking it'd be just like a short, like maybe 15-minute, story-driven game where you're just trying to avoid some evil train. At first I was going to call it like Train Boy or something. One of the early ideas is that you would run around through a village looking for people to sacrifice to Charles to appease him. The way that you would sacrifice them is that you'd go up to them, you'd ask them questions and, kind of interview them to see if they'd be a suitable sacrifice. And if you thought they'd make a good sacrifice, you'd kidnap them and tie them to the train tracks. I think you see where this is going. So that was one idea I had, and I kind of scrapped it because I was like, this sucks. This is weird. I had to make some changes. I felt I had to make some changes. So since I wanted the game to be more replayable and I wanted it to have a much stronger focus on gameplay rather than story and, atmosphere and all that stuff, obviously that's still important, but I wanted to put a lot more weight on gameplay because I haven't really done that before in a game. So I decided to make the map like open world. I'm using it's about a 6 square kilometer map. So it's not like Assassin's Creed or, freaking cyberpunk levels of open world, but it's, it's a large map. On top of that, I added, resource management, very basic resource management, as well as upgrades for your train and combat and stuff like that. On top of that, there are also going to be missions and stuff that you can do for NPCs in return for more resources that you can use to upgrade your train. You can do missions and help NPCs to get better weapons. By the way, I'm going to be adding a missile launcher. Just thought you'd want to know. And overall, as soon as I kind of had the idea for the whole like open world, upgrading a train, all that kind of stuff, once I had that all planned out, I was like, okay, this is good. This could really, really work. This could, I've got a great, interesting character to get people's attention. And the character, by the way, this is something that I do want to address, because a lot of people think that they know where the design for Charles came from. A lot of people think that it came from a Stephen King book or series. A lot of people think it came from like Skyrim mods, Resident Evil mods, because apparently, I guess people will add Thomas the Tank Engine to basically any moddable game. The more you know. And so I just wanted to mention, it's actually mostly the design concept. It's mostly inspired by the animations by Tom Coben, and he's an animator. He does stuff on YouTube, TikTok, lots of cool stuff, and he's got these awesome animations that you've maybe seen before of Thomas the Tank Engine with spider legs, and he's got like this long like snake neck. Pretty great stuff. So that's where the spider legs came from. Just something to be aware of. By the way, I'm gonna put a link to his YouTube channel in the description. Check him out. Give him some love. But I figured that with a character as strong as this, and with gameplay elements that were as unique as this, and interesting, because it's kind of interesting to have your own personal train that you can drive around and stuff. Like, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I like that idea. And I figured that a lot of other people would too. So I put together the Steam page, of course, put it out there, blew up. I kind of mentioned that. And a couple of weeks after I put out that trailer, I launched Paper Smile. So past week or so, I've kind of just been doing Paper Smile stuff, fixing bugs, just putting out updates and stuff. But no, that's kind of slowing down, and now that the hype from the trailer is slowing down, kind of starting to get back into working on it again, and so I'll probably be putting out more content about that, on Twitter, on TikTok. By the way, I've also kind of sort of started doing TikTok a little bit. Turns out it's kind of a cheat code when it comes to social media, because I've put out like 8 videos on there, and I've got like over 40,000 followers. Not to flex or anything, but I'm just saying, if you want to get a lot of followers really fast, go to TikTok. That's just a little quick tip for you. Also, of course, the shameless plug, I am on there at 2-Star Games. You can follow me for more Choo Choo Charles updates on there. I know in the last like vlog-ish type video that I made, I did say, I was like, I think I'm going to start uploading on YouTube more often again. And then I didn't upload for 3 months. So that's pretty cool. I honestly have no clue what I'm planning to do with this YouTube channel. I'm not sure if I'm going to be structured with it at all. You may have noticed watching this video that it isn't structured at all. I did not write a script. I did not write an outline. I sat down, turned on a freaking camera, and said, "Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel." So I may or may not put, Choo Choo Charles devlogs and stuff up on here. I might try it at some point, see if it goes well. But I will be posting about it probably quite frequently-ish on Twitter and TikTok. So be sure to, make sure you're following me on those platforms if you do want to see more progress on it. And on top of that, be sure to heckin' wishlist it, because you're legally obligated. If you don't, I will arrest you and put you in gamer prison. It's a pretty ruthless place. You should be afraid. So now that I have conquered you with fear and forced you into doing my bidding, I will leave you with nothing more than, I don't know where I'm going with this.